The second word talking. So you need to check that if in a sentence all three are, then you have the second person, the third person, and at last the first person. Similarly, for negative context and for plural cases, the order is I, you, and he. First person, second person, and the third person. So this means in these cases where you have multiple persons given to you in the sentence, please identify the context or the meaning of the sentence first and accordingly choose the order of pronouns. For example, my uncle has invited you and Samir for lunch. So this means that the sentence is quite positive. It's a very, happy and good sentence. Okay, so it's a positive context. So the order should be second person and the third person. So the sentence is absolutely correct. I, you, and Amit will be punished. So this part of the sentence tells me that this is slightly negative now. They're talking about punishing someone. So this becomes something saddening or something negative. So the order should be 1, 2, or 3. That is the first person, second person, and the third person. I hope this is clear now, and we can now move on to the next rule, which says, whenever there is but, except, or any exception in a sentence, always use the objective case of pronouns after it. So this is again a very logical and a very simple rule which dictates that if a sentence mentions but, except, or any other word which talks about exception, then after that particular word, you have to use the objective case of pronouns. So objective case means if after these words there is a pronoun which has to be used, it should be in the objective form. I hope you remember the objective forms which we covered in the previous video. Further, but can also be used in place of except. Now this is something which is really important and which some of us don't know. We normally have this concept in our mind that but talks about just contradiction. But it's not like that. Let's look at the example. Nobody will help you but me. So this but doesn't mean contradiction. This but over here means exception. So the sentence says, nobody will help you except me. So this but talks about exception. And after exception, I have used an objective case. Okay, so this is the rule. Next up is, everyone was present at the meeting except her. So this except is clearly mentioned over here. This will tell you that after this word, there has to be an objective pronoun, which is mentioned here, her. So this is again slightly logical and a very simple and straight rule. We can talk about the next rule now. The reflexive pronouns, I guess you remember them. All those pronouns which have self or selves, myself, himself, yourself, are never used as the subject of a sentence. So the concept of subject has already